Hey guys, hope everybody is doing well as always. So in today's video, I wanted to discuss with you guys all about the customer buying journey, more specifically with Amazon or Kindle Direct Publishing, right? So still to this very day, guys, many publishers or people just getting into the space tend to believe that their success rides on two factors or two variables. And these two variables are the keywords and the niches, right? Now, you've heard me say this before so many times, guys, but that couldn't be further than the truth. That your success with this business revolves around really optimizing your customer buying journey, the entire experience that your customer partakes in when they go searching on Amazon for a book or on Google for that matter, guys, because part of ranking your book is not just relying on Amazon, right? A big part of what we do with public domain publishing is revolving all around organic search, right? So we need to be found by our customer, and we know exactly who our customer is. That's the first part of the customer buying journey, guys. Understand your customer, understand who is your avatar, understand their demographic, right? So once you've got that knuckled down and you understand their demographic, you can then understand how they partake in their journey to purchase a book in your specific niche or whatever it may be, how you're publishing. So, so once you understand that customer, you'll understand that a lot of customers actually land on Amazon through Google. So it's extremely important to not only optimize for the Amazon A9 algorithm to ensure that you rank inside of Amazon, but also to optimize your titles and your books to ensure that you rank inside of Google, right? So a lot of our sales actually come through Google, and that they're always like, of course, the sale is made on Amazon, but the journey starts with understanding what's going through the customer's mind. And we understand that most of our customers begin their journey by opening up Google and typing in keywords. So we ensure that our books are found at the end of that keyword search inside of Google and then link back inside of Amazon. And here's where the customer buying journey, the customer experience continues from this point on. So what's the next step in this journey, right? So the first step is understand the customer's mind frame, who they are, and how they're going to find your books, right? Predominantly through Google, secondary through Amazon. That's our experience anyway, guys, with public domain works. Now, that's the second part. Make sure you rank in Google and make sure you rank in Amazon. So you're actually able to be found by your customer, the customer whose mind frame you understand extremely well, right? So part number one, understand your customer, understand the customer avatar, right? Therefore, you can unpack their buying journey. Step number two, make sure that your book is found. So rank it in Google and Amazon, right? Now, guys, I have other videos with keyword strategies and things like that that will help you be able to rank your book in Google and Amazon. Just look around, check out my YouTube channel, check out this page, wherever you're watching this video, you'll see other videos around it that can help you out with keywords. The next part of the customer buying experience or their journey is your cover. So it's a visual aspect, right? So you need to ensure that your cover is highly optimized to capture the eye of not anyone, but your specific customer. Now, the way to do this, again, guys, is understanding their mind frame, understanding their journey, understanding their demographic, understanding things like their age, sex, location. All of these things are important in any business and especially important in the book sales business, right? So you want to create a cover that appeals to your demographic. And there's many ways to do this, but let's just cover some of the basics here, right? So we want to, we obviously want to do like the regulatory design aspects. So we want to ensure that our cover's images speak to our customer avatar. We want to ensure that the colors contrast really well with the other elements inside of your cover. So I'm talking elements like shape elements like text elements. Colors are extremely important, right? I've seen some fantastic covers that are just boring and bland and they don't stick out, they don't pop. So a good way to actually do this, guys, is just have a look around your niche, have a look around your genre, have a look at other covers, and just look for what pops out to you. Because chances are, if you're in that niche, then you are your customer avatar. You are that customer, right? So a really good way to understand your customer is look inside yourself. Okay. And if you're not specifically interested in the niche that you publish in, because I know with public domain works, we publish in hundreds of niches, right? And I'm not interested in all of them. I'm interested in old books, so I can understand the customer buying journey from that perspective. But I'm not interested in every niche and every genre that we publish in. So therefore, another good way to understand your customer is ask them. Ask them, guys. Reach out. Go into groups. Look in forums. Look what people are asking. Look what people are talking about. Look what the conversations and the topics that they're discussing. And then you can understand their mind frame. So you want to ensure that you have first images on your cover that really speak to your specific avatar. Secondary, you want to ensure that your colors are vibrant, they pop, right? Obviously, if you're in the gothic niche or whatever, you're not going to have vibrant colors, but you can have great contrast just with blacks and whites, yeah? So you need to ensure that your contrast pops. Another really good one is a red, right? A red text with a stroke on it. But it always depends on the background image that you're going to use on your cover specifically, right? Red doesn't go with everything. So you need to ensure that that is going to pop, right? And you'll see this. They actually banned this from social media. It's how powerful it was. People were using in ads that red contrast, and it actually makes it look 3D on a screen. It pops out of the screen. And, you know, like Facebook and Instagram and those places, they caught onto that and they looked at it as like an unfair advantage over your customer and also your competitors, right? So they actually banned the use of red text in that manner, but it's not banned on book covers, guys. And you got to remember, when people are buying these books, they're looking at screens, and that red will pop out off your cover just like it would on a social media ad. So that's the third part of the customer buying journey. Ensure that your cover first speaks to your specific avatar and then pops out over the rest of them, right? Just a beautiful design won't do that alone, you know? Like, I was just looking at a cover the other day and the design was so good, but the colors were so bland and boring, my eyes just went straight past it. I was only looking at it because I was making an assessment. Inside of our program, guys, we do assessments on our student books. So when you get to a specific point and you've published a couple books, me and my coaches will actually do an assessment on your book, right? And we do this once a month to ensure that you are actually on the right journey. I don't know of any other program that does that. It's actually a lot of work for us, but we want to ensure that you're publishing into the right direction and not blindly publishing, thinking you understand the process, but not truly understanding it. So we don't just look at the covers, we look at all elements of this entire journey that I'm speaking to you about today. We look at their keywords, we look at their covers, we look at their rankings, and the next ones that I'm about to reveal. Okay, so now that our customer has found us through Google or Amazon, right, we understand their mind frame, we know where they're coming from, so we've ensured that we're there. Then they've jumped in and they've gone down and they've got that visual aspect. The cover has jumped out at them. The second thing that they do, or the next thing that they do from that point on, is look at your title. Now, it's different with public domain. We can add in subtitles, but it sometimes hinders us over letting us rank. It's sort of like when it comes to subtitles for public domain, it's a real trade-off, right, guys? So that's something that I'll go into on another day in another video. But your title, if you're not doing public domain and you're not using the actual title of the book and you're creating your own title, it's extremely important. This is copy, guys. This is copyright. And copywriters get paid tons of money to do this because it's psychological. And the only way that you can create that title that psychologically grabs the attention and makes them want to click on that book is if you understand your customer avatar immensely. And remember, guys, I already told you how to do that, or one aspect of how to do that. Ask your customers, right? Jump into forums, have conversations, read through the comments, see what they're talking about, what's happening in their world, right? And even if you are that customer, ask yourself, go through the journey yourself. How would you react to these things? How would you react to that cover? How would you react to that title? Would you click on it or would you not? Sorry guys, I just need a drink here. Okay, so now that you've got your cover squared away, you've been found, you've got your cover squared away, it's grabbed the attention, they've read the title and gone, that's interesting, they click on it. Now from this point, guys, now if you don't have each one of these squared away at this point, you're not even going to get this far, right? So that's why the keywords mean nothing for the sale, right? The keywords only get you found. The whole customer buying journey is important. So the next step is, once they've clicked on it, if you've gotten that far, if you've done this right so far, this is where your customer is. They've clicked on your book and they've opened it up. Now, they're probably going to use the look inside feature first, right? If they're on a PC or a Mac. If they're on a phone, that feature does not exist. And you probably should be using Amazon A+ content, right? Because there's so many people are coming from mobile devices today, and if they don't have that look inside feature, it can hurt your sales, right? So have a look into Amazon A+ content for mobile specifically, especially. So usually, if they're on a PC, they're going to click on that and they're going to look at the first couple pages of your book. So you need to ensure that you have that 100% squared away. Make sure those first few pages are beautiful, right? And they actually just speak again to your specific customer avatar, right? Also your back cover. You want to ensure that you've got that squared away looking just as good, just as vibrant, just as contrasting as your front cover. Because that's the next step in the customer buying journey, guys. Once they click inside that book and they're having a look, they will make a decision right there and then, right? Whether they're going to continue on their journey or bounce out of there. At any point in this journey, if you've got it wrong, they're going to bounce out and scroll down to the next book. And you don't want that. That affects your business. That affects your bottom line, your royalties. That affects everything, right? So you don't want that. You need to have all these aspects squared away. So from that point, guys, once they've looked at that, if they're still happy at this point, they're going to look at what is your description, but I call it your sales copy, because this is actually where the sale is made. Right here, right now, this is where the sale is made. The customer will read over that copy, and this is where they're going to determine, are they truly interested in what's internally involved in this book, right? So you need to make sure that you have your copy set up in a way that's highly optimized, again, for your specific customer avatar. And we've done tons of testing on this, guys. And, you know, we've tried super simple, super bland. We've tried, HTML, and you should be using HTML, actually, guys. The Kindlepreneur has a great tool. It's free on his website. Just go over there and you can use HTML to bold certain parts of it, because you want to add emphasis to what's important for your customer. And you also want to use this to rank in Google, guys. You need to slide some keywords into there, right? A lot of people talk about, but descriptions don't have any bearing on ranking on Amazon. This is true, but they definitely have a bearing on ranking on Google. Google indexes and scrolls, all of this stuff, right? So do not waste this valuable real estate. Make sure you have your Google keywords set up inside of your description. Make sure you have emphasis on those important parts that you want to grab your customers' attention so they read it, right? Especially the call to action at the bottom of this description, or sales copy as I call it, right? You must have a call to action. But guys, ensure that you do not break Amazon policy. Make sure when you're adding in call to actions and things like that into your sales copy that you understand Amazon's policy, because you just don't want to break their policy. Trust me, you don't. Okay, so right here, right now, is where the emotional attachment will happen to that book, right? So far, they've liked it. They've found you through your keywords because you understand them, right? You've grabbed their attention with your cover because you understand them, right? They've looked at your title and it spoke to them because you understand them, right? They've jumped in, they've had a look inside of your book, and that book speaks to them, right? Because the design aspect is tailored directly towards your customer avatar. Then they've jumped over to your sales copy and you've you've ensured that you've emphasized on the most important, valuable aspects of that sales copy to create that emotional attachment. Because you understand your customer avatar, you're able to do that. And then after they've got that emotional attachment, they just need to be told what to do. Therefore, your call to action comes into play, right? And that's going to tell them to click on that button, add it to cart, and purchase this book. Now, the last and the very least important, so many people think price point is so important, but it's not. This is the very least important part. Now, you will get, of course, you get people out there that are bargain hunters, right? But they're not really your customer avatar. Understand your customer. Most people will pay more for something that they like, right? And that they feel it's all about value proposition. They feel that they're getting the value, so they will pay the extra money, right? And if you've taken them along that journey and you've just been squared away every step of the way, you've spoke to them and you've drawn them in and you've created that emotional attachment to your title with that customer, they feel the value. Believe me, they'll pay an extra $20 for that book. And trust me, they do. I have some titles that just really speak to the customer, but I'm so far above my competition on price point and I still make sales all the time. It's because it's not about the price, guys. I understand that my customer will pay more. Now, that's not true for every single niche and genre, right? But you need to understand your customer. Will your customer pay more? The niche, the genre you're in, is your customer a bargain hunter? If they are, then price matters. But most of the time, this is the very last thing that's considered when the customer goes through the buying journey. Now, it's, like everybody hunts for price to a certain extent, right? But if you've done your job right and you've created that emotional attachment to that book and you've spoke to your customer all the way along the way, price won't matter. When they see that call to action, they're going to check the price and they might consider it for a moment, right? So you do want to try to stay competitive, of course, guys. Don't overshoot, but it's not like a massive factor when it comes to the customer buying journey. Just try to stay competitive the best as possible, because if you're just a little bit above the regular price point and you've already created that emotional attachment, they're just going to hit the buy button, right? If you're way above it, they might sit back for just a moment and then re-look at things and reconsider, is this the book for me? And then if you've created that emotional attachment correctly, then they're still going to hit that buy button, right? But you do definitely want to try to stay competitive. Now, when it comes to making royalties, guys, I tell all my students, and this is what I do inside of my business, try to get around that $3 a book royalty, and that's for paperbacks, okay? Because we mainly focus on paperbacks because they're just the best-selling media type in the book world. Audiobooks, ebooks, they sell too, but their growth rates are nowhere near as high as paperbacks. Their growth rate, their sales statistics and dollar value per capita and across the world is nowhere near paperbacks. Paperbacks are just the biggest, best-selling form of media. The next generation's already grabbed a hold of them. There's a whole other video I think out there about this that I made, guys, or it could just be a post in the Facebook group. So if you're not in that Facebook group, or if you're watching it in this Facebook group, jump on in or have a look around for that post that's in here. Yeah. So at the end of the day, guys, that's it. That's the customer buying journey. You need to make sure you have all of those things squared away. First, understand your customer. Understand their avatar. Understand who they are, their demographic, right? Understand everything about them, their mental state, their mind frame, what's important to them, what's not important to them. And that's the only way that you can really optimize this entire customer buying journey. Then make sure you get found through keywords, and do not eliminate Google. Do not just focus on Amazon, okay, guys? So maybe your customer might not find you through Google, but that's why you need to do that original research, right? And understand who your customer is. From that point, you need to ensure that your cover pops and speaks directly to your customer and really grabs their attention, the visual aspect of the buying journey. And then you need to ensure that your copy inside of your title grabs that customer's attention and makes them click. Once they click, right, the look inside feature needs to be on point, right? If a lot of your customers come from mobile device, which they all do these days, guys, make sure you're using Amazon A+ content. Then the most important part, and where the emotional attachment happens and the sale is made, in your description. Ensure that you're using the right emphasis on the correct parts. Make sure you're using a HTML generator so you can create that emphasis, and also have a good call to action that really speaks to your customer at the end of that description sales copy. And then guys, the last aspect in this entire journey is to ensure that your price is relatively competitive, right? And that's it. That's it, guys. That's how you make sales on Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing. Now, there is a real science to it, and there's a lot of testing that needs to be done. There's a lot to it, right? There's a lot to it. So that is the bird's eye view. Now, there's so many different nuts and bolts and moving parts in between all of those steps that you really need to get squared away and hone in on. And I would suggest, if you're going to go and do this thing alone, that you use the Trello app, which is a free app online, and just really map out your journey, right? Map out your strategy. And then as you sort of implement that strategy, make changes to it and really get it optimized, because that's where it's at, right? You need to get that strategy optimized. If you don't want to go through all those years of optimization, because it does take that, guys, it really does. I mean, sometimes you could do it in months, but it's an extremely long journey to really optimize your strategy, even if you know everything I've just told you, right? You need to actually put that into play, and it's not going to work the first time. It never does. This is business, guys. This is a real world. It's not going to work the first time. You need to ensure that you optimize that thing, man. You need to have some sort of strategy behind your optimization, and another strategy behind your optimization strategy, to ensure that your policies, your procedures, I should say, are being implemented correctly, and that you're able to really hone in and laser focus on what actually works for your specific business. But you could take that shortcut, guys, and you could come work with us, and we could hand over to you, 10 years of optimization. We've done 10 years of this thing, right? So we understand our customer extremely well. We understand their buying journey extremely well. We teach exactly how to do this quickly and fast inside of our program. So guys, if you're interested in that, just drop a comment below and I'll reach out to you. If not, all good. I hope you got some value out of this video. And if you did, drop a comment and let me know what you got out of this video. All right, guys, I'll talk to you all soon, and you all have a great day.